I make a great hamburger soup, and today I'm pressure canning the soup to make it shelf stable for years to come. It's a wonderful thing to be able to go to the pantry and grab a jar of yummy soup. I know what's in the soup, I know it's healthy, I know it's going to be good, and it's only about $2 a quart jar. That's not bad for a meal for 1 to 2 people. I have my large stock pot on the stove. On medium-high heat, I'm cooking, chopping, and browning almost 5 pounds of ground beef. There doesn't seem to be a lot of fat, so I'm leaving it. You can drain off the fat if you want, but I don't mind a little fat layer on the top, and it adds some good flavor. I'm adding in a total of 4 quarts of chicken broth. I'm adding in 3 now, and I'm going to top it off at the end. And yes, you can use beef or vegetable broth. And this is one 28-ounce can of diced tomatoes. Giving that a good stir, and I'm turning my heat up to bring this up to a simmer. I'm adding in a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper and a good heaping teaspoon of better than chicken bouillon to boost the flavor. Adding in 2 bay leaves, bringing to a simmer, covering and cooking for 15 minutes. Now for the vegetables. I have 2 cups of diced onions, 5 stalks of diced celery, 5 medium diced carrots, 1 28-ounce can of drained corn, and 3 cups of diced cabbage, giving that a good stir. And one more thing, and that's 6 medium diced potatoes, and that's all I can fit in this pot. You can see I kept the vegetables nice-sized pieces so they don't get mushy during the cooking process. I'm fishing out my bay leaves, and I'm topping it off with the 4th quart of broth, and we are ready to start the canning. I have everything prepped and ready. I'm filling the jars, leaving 1-inch headspace. I'm trying to get about 3/4 of the way with veggies and broth, and then filling the rest of the jar with broth. I know some of the vegetables will expand, so I'm leaving room and being safe. Always remember to debubble with a plastic knife or stick to get all the air pockets released. As I'm debubbling, you can see the consistency and the proportion of solid to liquid in the jar. Giving the rims a wipe with a white vinegar cloth. I'm placing on my lids and my rings finger tight. I'm using my pressure canner and it holds up to 7 quarts. I filled it with the recommended 2 inches of water and a splash of white vinegar, and it's coming up to heat. This is a hot pack canning session, so our jars and our soup are hot, and we want to put them in hot water so there is no temperature shock. For pressure canning hamburger soup in quart jars, it will be 90 minutes because it contains meat. At my location and elevation, I use 10 pounds of pressure. You will need to check the USDA guidelines for where you are located, and I will leave the link in the description box below. Placing on my canner lid and locking in place. I'm turning my heat up to high, venting for a full 10 minutes, placing on my 10-pound weight gauge, bringing up to 10 pounds of pressure, adjusting the heat to the lowest setting while still maintaining my 10 pounds of pressure, and then setting the timer and process for 90 minutes. On my electric stove, that temperature is around a 4 to a 5, but every stove and location is different, so you will need to observe and adjust accordingly. After 15 minutes, turn off the heat and let it rest until the pressure completely comes down to 0, and this is going to take about 30 to 45 minutes. Do not rush this process. After the gauge registers 0, remove the weighted gauge and let it set 10 to 15 more minutes before removing the lid. And of course, this is always the exciting part for me. Before I lift that lid, I always question, did I do everything correctly? Did any of the jars break? What will they look like? Did they seal? All this is going through my mind, and this happens. Just look at that hamburger soup. They are still boiling, and that is a good sign. They all sealed and turned out beautiful. I had a little, about a 1/4 inch of siphoning in each jar, but I'm happy with that. Placing the jars on a towel in a draft-free area and these jars will rest for a good 12 to 24 hours. After 12 hours, I remove the rings and make sure everything is sealed. I let them rest for the full 24 hours, and then I give them a good wash, label, and place on the shelf. Another convenient meal in the jar on the shelf. I hope this video has inspired you to do some of your own canning. And until next time, enjoy! This is another delicious meal in a jar. Today I'm going to show you how I can my beef stew. With canning season here, I can combine my garden vegetables along with meat in the freezer to make a convenient and delicious meal in a jar. To me, it's a win-win-win situation. I get to preserve my summer vegetables, I'm using meat in the freezer and making space, and making a homemade meal for my family for the future. I have 5 pounds of beef stew meat, onions, celery, carrots, potatoes, and for the liquid I'm using homemade chicken broth. I really like the combo of the beef and chicken broth together. You can also use water, vegetable, or beef broth. I have everything prepped and I'm ready to can. I sanitized all my jars and I have my canner on the stove filled with 2 inches of water, and I put in a splash of white vinegar. The vinegar helps to decrease the mineral deposits on the jar while canning. Today I'm canning quart jars and my canner holds 7 quarts. I'm evenly distributing my beef cubes into the quart jars. I find that 8 to 10 pieces of meat per jar fits nicely. Remember, we have lots of veggies to go in here. I'm just gently pressing down on the meat to fill in some of the air gaps and make room. I want to be able to stuff as much goodness in that jar as I can and be safe. You could also brown off your beef before canning. I like the beef raw pack, so I'm skipping this step. Next are the potatoes. The key to the vegetables is cutting them in similar sizes. You want them nice bite size and not too small because they will become mushy during the canning process. You can add any amount of each vegetable that you like, or delete the vegetables that you don't like. I'm putting in about a half a cup of the potatoes and a 1/4 cup each of the onions, carrots, and celery. With each layer, I'm giving it a gentle push to make more space. You want a little air space for the broth to fill in the gaps. The liquid acts as a conductor and will help bring the internal temp of the ingredients up enough to kill all the bacteria. I did add a half a teaspoon of salt to each jar, but that was all. You could add some pepper, thyme, garlic, or any dried herbs or spices that you like. I like to keep it simple while canning, and then add the spices during cooking depending on what I'm making. You can turn this preserved jar of ingredients into beef stew, a beef soup by adding more broth, tomatoes, and spices, a beef pot pie. You can serve it with rice or pasta, and you can make it any flavor profile that you like. I'm filling each jar with hot chicken broth, and I'm leaving the recommended 1-inch head space. And don't forget to debubble. This is an important step to get out all the extra air. Give the ingredients another gentle push down and remove any extra veggies if needed to meet the 1-inch head space. I'm giving the rims a wipe with a white vinegar cloth. Placing on my lids and rings finger tight. For canning beef stew in quart jars, the processing time is 90 minutes. At my location and elevation, I use 10 pounds of pressure, but you will need to check the USDA guidelines for where you are located, and I will leave the link in the description box below. I'm placing on my canner lid and locking in place, turning my heat on high, venting for a full 10 minutes, placing on my 10-pound weight gauge, bringing up to 10 pounds of pressure, adjusting the heat to the lowest setting while maintaining my 10 pounds of pressure, and then setting the timer for the process of 90 minutes. On my electric stove, that sweet spot is around a 4 to a 5, but every stove and location is different, so you will need to observe and adjust accordingly. After 90 minutes, turn off the heat and let it rest until the pressure comes completely down to 0, and this is going to take about 30 to 45 minutes. You don't want to rush this. This is all calculated into the canning process. After the gauge registers 0, remove the weighted gauge and let it rest for 10 to 15 more minutes before removing the lid. And this is my beautiful canned beef stew. I'm placing the jars on a towel in a draft-free area. These jars will be resting for 12 to 24 hours. After 12 hours, I remove the rings and make sure everything is sealed. I let them rest for the full 24 hours and then I give them a good wash, label, and place on the shelf. Pressure canning is a great way to preserve your food for the future. Shelf stable and so convenient on those busy days. It's actually peace of mind for me. Please remember to check out my other canning videos, and until next time, enjoy! If you like this video recipe, please remember to hit the like and subscribe button to receive my future recipes. Please feel free to share my channel with your friends and family. It really helps my channel grow and it is greatly appreciated. And until next time, much love.